Hello and welcome to Neverwinter Nights, and this will be part 37. In last part, which unfortunately was quite messy, and I'm sorry about that, we started punching our way through some humanoid caves in order to rescue a lady in distress. Time to do some more orc bashing. Well, let's move on. If I can actually work out how to move on, that might help. Um, I do like going outside first for some bizarre reason. I just like having the outside done. So, depending on how many enemies there are, I will either speed it up or not. I will try and keep the majority of the city combat sped up, because there's an awful lot of it. So, you drop anything? No. Should probably consider chopping my hull up, just for safety measures. So, that looks like a special door. A healer kit, I'll take it. Well, Orc King it says, so let's go and say hi. And let us use our superior tumbling ability. Just, split them up. Orc Chief, Come on. I'm trying very hard to prevent the Orc Chief from being involved, because he can hit, and he can hit hard. Come on. The Orc Elite is going to die a lot faster than the Chief, so I would like to get him done first. That'll be good. Come on. Thank you. Something that you'll find in an awful lot of these fights, which annoys me, I'm fairly sure I may have come across it before, but they really like giving a semi-boss or mini-boss monsters dual weapons, two-bladed swords or similar, because, I mean, it's just a question of, if you throw 20 attacks at someone instead of 10, then your to hit chance is going to be absolutely horrific. But because, of course, of the lovely mechanic of a natural 20 will always be a hit, even though the armor class is 80 points higher than what you're rolling. It just becomes a question of, you know what, let's just throw 20 attacks at someone, and if they land, it's a good thing, isn't it? Gets a bit old after a while, to be honest, but complaining about it won't. No, I did not want to do that. I wanted to use this one. Thank you. Should probably put down the quick now. Hope it doesn't maul me while I'm doing this, but okay. Thank you. Actually, I should put them down. I mean, it's not because I'm trying to complain about the game, because I wouldn't have just put over 300 hours into it if I didn't like it. It just feels a bit samey. It's like every single mini boss you meet is geared in a similar way. And yes, it may seem like a bit of a claim, but when you come up against 10 goblins at the same time, they can't hit you, but they can still roll 20 and automatically hit you. which of course means that it becomes death by 1,000 cuts. Gets rather old after a while. You are allowed to hit. One in 72 experience with that, though, can't complain. It's just one of those things where I understand the necessity of the natural hit mechanic, because no matter how skilled a fighter you are and no matter how poor a fighter you are, you always have a chance to hit, or always have a chance to miss. So I suppose in that regard it makes perfect sense, but two-bladed sword. So ends a bag of holding. Can we identify that? Chainmail +1, nothing massive, but no, I didn't mean to examine it, I meant to open it. Thank you. Plenty of space there. Good. It just makes it feel like the enemies you are facing are generic. Because, oh, this is a boss, two-bladed weapon. This is a caster, always invisibility. This is a blah, this is a blah, and so on and so on. It's like, I suppose you don't necessarily need to have monsters with personalities because they basically are cannon fodder for the player to punch. But it just sort of would be nice if there was some individuality even amongst enemies. What kind of wand is that? Wand of missiles. Hooray! That probably requires a key of some sort.
That's it for you.
I got a key here. Not a very good key, it seems, but it works. An ogre. Come on, get it. Hello. Finish it off, will you? 100 experience for that one. Huh. Not bad. I'll be right to looking for experience. 5,071. Didn't drop any loot. I suppose we have a loot chamber here and it's want to be trapped and another acid trap successful saving throw. I am impressed. Hopefully these shouldn't require me to speed things up. By the way, I do know I've been chopping and changing the way I do things, but it's just I want to speed up the process, but at the same time I also want to keep the content logical, if you know what I mean. It's something to do. Is that even locked? This. It's something to do with the fact that skipping all the junk is very possible to do and probably for some people desirable, but at the same time, I don't know why I bother with this, but let's just use one law potion. Acid damage, is that Oh, we got two. I'm fairly sure maybe I paid for it. I didn't find this one. Just now. Solving and some money. Hooray! Is that all he had? Why does the Orc King thing have a comma? I suppose it doesn't matter. No, but it's just, I mean, I find it jarring myself, as I mentioned earlier, that if I was a series or something and then I didn't pick it up. And then there's a huge jump in content for whatever reason, probably a very good reason. The fact that the content creators like trying to avoid boring their viewers, but at the same time, there will be viewers who like to know the details. So that's why I've decided to do it the way I'm doing it now. People can skip if something bores them or bothers them or whatever. Can likely do this. Come on. The biggest problem with playing a wisdom-based monk is the fact that you start running into hit issues where your hit roll is not, or to hit bonus is not exactly super high, and you are therefore relying on outside bonuses like strength items in order to increase your hit, and of course monk-specific gloves, gauntlets, whatever you call them. And if you are up against very high armor class enemies, which you can easily face, it can become an issue. A frustration issue. But usually what happens is that you will have so many attacks at that point, so you just, you know, the good old classic, if you throw enough shit at the wall, some of it's bound to stick. No. Of course, I could always go the strength route, but from experience, I've definitely learned the hard way that the difference between having an armor class of, let's say, 25 and 28 can be massive. Some enemies are going to have such a high attack bonus, they don't really care what armor class you have. That's just the way it is. I mean, I'm not going to spoil some of the to-hit bonuses I've seen, but they have been a bit obscene, to be honest. But against the violent rank, I was about to say, violent rank troops, that increase in armor class can make all the difference, easily. So, if I'm not mistaken, we should be coming up to 2 other chieftains. A goblin and a gnoll? I could be mistaken. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, I don't know. But, did we check that room in there? We likely did. Maybe we didn't. Bullets of smiting, hooray! Just making sure that nothing is hidden in the corridors. What? Okay. Randomly spawning enemies is always good fun, I suppose. Whatever works. Not a fan, but I mean, it could have been a spawn trigger I just didn't walk into because it came from the other side. There's a good chance of that, but well, I suppose. Are you fighting each other? Oh, they are fighting each other. Okay, that explains it. Hey, don't kill my loot. My loot. I was about to say my experience. Kill him, you bastard. Here's my reward. Going to punch your face so hard you're going to be looking out your butt. Hey, Bolt. Hurry. Just what I always wanted. Just a quick coffee sip break. Yeah, very important. That is by far my favorite drink, by the way.
That's it for you.
Good old
Take
coffee.
that.
I do like the occasional beer from time to time, but outside that, nah, just give me a cup of coffee. That works for me. I don't like normal tea, I only like flavored teas. I mean, obviously, tea's got flavor. You wouldn't be drinking it if it didn't taste of anything, I suppose, so that was a bit dumb to say, but you probably know what I mean. I am not a fan of standard plain tea. I'm definitely not a tea connoisseur, to put it mildly. Where do I want to go? Do I want to... yeah, let's go that way around. Let's go this way around. Even? Oh. Apparently I have to save against something. Oh. And see, that's another thing when you come into a bunch of enemies like this. They may cast spells that has very, very low saving throw threshold. But your character can always roll one and fail. And then you are surrounded by 10 enemies while you're paralyzed and you have no dexterity bonus. You are effectively what they call a flat-footed, which means of course you can't, because you can't move, you can't evade and stuff. And when you have a class like the monk, who's 80% of the armor class comes from evasive maneuvers more so than raw stopping power, then yeah. Even a bunch of innocent-looking goblins can be absolutely lethal to you. They may only do 4 or 5 points of damage per hit, but they have no issues hitting you and you can't fight back, then you're bound to get worn out, taken down, burned out, whatever you call it. So, it's one of those things. So, I suppose, again, the game has to have some sort of action. If you were running around for 2 hours without fighting anything, that would probably be a bit dull. Did I miss something? Remains. A gold piece. Come on. What? Where did you come from? Oh well, whatever. I will need to adjust the sensitivity of my mouse because I'm not picking anything up, which is getting rather boring. A pile of stones. Come on. A trap. Maybe I shouldn't gamble on the fact that I will most likely save against them. There's a goblin indeed. Then you have these guys coming on, you know, one at a time, and just the spacing in between them is long enough for the game to decide, no, you don't want flurry of blows because you're out of combat. Definitely, that's from a game mechanic point of view, that should be a toggle where you decide whether you have it on at all times or off at all times. It shouldn't be something you have to... I'm fairly sure if you were playing pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons, you could declare that you would always be employing flurry of blows. It may still cost you an action, and that's fair enough. It can cost you the first action if you get into combat, but I'm fairly sure it's a free action, or what is equivalent to free action. The monk is deciding to throw an extra punch. It shouldn't be something that requires an awful lot of preparation and Well, just give me a moment. I just need to. Okay, I'm ready now. Sorry, I didn't mean to make some odd, discerning breathing zones, but you know what I mean. I was just trying to emphasize that I fail to see how that could be such a huge thing.
That's it for you.
But what do I know? Maybe it's because an awful lot of focus to decide to throw an extra punch. I don't know. It's just a minor nuisance. Nothing major. I suppose it gives you something to do instead of just left-clicking monsters and waiting for them to either burn you out or you burn them out. You're facing the wrong way, mate. I can't recommend it. Huh. Yeah, well, I suppose. I mean, if he wants me to punch him in the back of his head, that's the only thing I can do, then I'll do that. I mean, I don't mind. Hey, mains, what have we got? A book. Come on. Nether Scrolls. Why on earth would a goblin be concerned about that kind of... I suppose, I mean, it might be a very studious goblin. I mean, I don't know goblin life, obviously. I mean, it could be very boring and they need some good books to read and... I don't know. Exit. We don't want the exit, we want to go further down. Oh, okay. There's an exit, There's bound to be a way somewhere to get further in. I assume. Come on. Kill it. Come on. Kill the blasted thing. Come on. I suppose most goblins in role-playing games, they just go around and wait for some random adventurer to come in and zap them, blow them up, punch them, skewer them, whatever. I mean, I suppose that is a goblin life. Arrow. Hey, I'm badly wounded, by the way. I should probably do something about that, you know, just in case. Better be safe than sorry and all that stuff. Because, it's just goblins and then something goes wrong and then suddenly you're dead. And I've said it a billion times before and I will likely say it a billion times more. There's a very good reason why I quick save as often as I do. This game can screw you over in seconds. You cannot afford to feel safe. Because just 10 spells being fired at you and you fail your saving throw on a natural 1 and then you're stuck and you're dead. And you have just lost an hour's progress because you are just running around in the goblin area. Goblins are not dangerous, are they? So. Come on, pile up. I can use flurry of blows. Flurry of flows, yeah. Come on. You take 2 hit penalty on all attacks when you're using flurry, but these guys should have an armor class of toilet paper, so it shouldn't be the hardest to hit. I got more than 11, I can say that much. Miss at a 16 as well, okay. Hits at an 18, so 17, 18. Minor spike trap kit. Even though I have discovered there's someone who wants to buy them, they're not worth the wait. Carrying them around for the purpose of selling them is a waste of time. Come on, in here. Must be someone in here. No? Oh. There was a shaman. Apparently it's affected by some sort of aura that I need to save against. Lovely. Oh. Right. I'll take that. And I will take that. Vendor loot. Vendor trash, I think it's called. Healing kit. Yeah. Nothing here? Sometimes there are chests right inside the door. I know it seems a bit bizarre. You know what, let's just quickly find out. No, actually, I'm not going to bother. I was just going to work out where that exit led to, but I then remembered that this game has a very, very bad habit of respawning enemies from time to time. And I don't necessarily want to prolong this punching these guys in the face more than I have to. And I said something about speeding this process up, but then I started yapping instead, and then I suppose I could have cut it out, sped it up, and yapped while the, the sped up part was going. I probably should do that, to be honest. I know some people might prefer me to shut up, but if I have a sequence that's 6 minutes long, but I'm just running around at 2.5 times normal speed, killing random enemies, it may be a bit boring. So I will likely try to come up with some sort of commentary to keep it remotely entertaining. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.